Hi there, very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The final day of the Northern Trust hasn't quite gone to plan, has it? It's been affected by the weather, to say the least. The event hasn't finished yet. Absolutely no idea what's happening on the East Coast. Jon Rahm goes into the round tied for the lead, though. That's what we do know. He's also leading the qualifying points for the Europeans. How important is it for the big names to be in form heading into the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, good afternoon, Hayley. That's absolutely key. I mean, you win Ryder Cups with your big players having a big haul of points, and you want them certainly in form going in. Probably there's nobody bigger than Jon Rahm at the moment from a European context, the current US Open champion. Rory McIlroy, although it was a slow first two rounds, came roaring through with a 67 on Saturday to push himself up the leaderboard, and he's been showing some decent form recently. So that's what Padraig will be focusing on at the moment, some form for his players, and particularly the big names like you just mentioned.
I mean, with so few events to go, is it form or is it experience that you'd be looking for? How do you sort of go about this one? Would you already know your picks, do you think?
Well, I'd say he's got a good idea at this stage, Hayley. He's already gone on record as saying that Sergio Garcia and Ian Poulter are certainly in pole position to be two of his three picks. So that leaves one open. If that is the case, you're looking for young guys coming through showing a lot of form, like maybe Bob McIntyre, Bert Wiesberger, Victor Perez, who's just fallen out of the team, or maybe even Migliozzi from Italy, who's also shown a bit of form in recent months. But then, of course, you've got the stalwarts, the two guys not in the team at the moment that you'd like to be in the team, Henrik Stenson and Justin Rose. You'd like to see a bit of form from them in the next month. And it was good to see Henrik Stenson finishing fourth last week in Czechoslovakia. He's playing again this week in Switzerland. So another good performance for him will put him very much, in pole position to maybe be that third pick, because playing away from home, it's very difficult to pick a rookie. You're looking for experience, particularly with the vociferous American crowd that we can expect in Whistling Straits.
Yeah, speaking of crowds, I mean, obviously with fans back, expected at Whistling Straits as well, mainly home fans. Do you think that impacts Padraig Harrington's thinking there? You kind of alluded to it.
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, I'd say he's certainly leaning towards the experienced players showing form. And if they show some form, like the players we just mentioned in the next few weeks, remember, there's about 3 or 4 weeks still to go in qualifying, some big tournaments to be played. So I'm sure he's leaning towards them to give him a reason to pick them. If they don't do that, it's up to guys like Bob McIntyre, as I say, those young rookies, to push their way forward. Historically, it's always been difficult to pick a rookie, particularly away from home. And statistics will show you that, they don't really create a big haul of points if they are a pick. So I'm sure he'll be aware of that. He's got a statistics team on his shoulder. So I would say he's leaning towards, at this stage, having the experienced players part of the team, but they've got to show a reason in order to be picked.
With your captain's hat on, who for you would you be picking?
Well, I think just what I said. We've got what we call a template in Europe of a way of thinking and how we go about trying to win Ryder Cups. We're very good when it comes to playing at home. Obviously, playing away from home is a lot more difficult, a lot trickier. As you can see there from the graphic on the screen, some big names there. Shane Lowry's shown some great form. Pretty certain he's going to be on the team. Lee Westwood playing decently this week as well too, and we've mentioned already Rahm and McIlroy. So overall, Hovland is going to be a good addition to the team too. So I would say he's leaning at this stage. I'll be surprised if he doesn't pick Poulter and Garcia, particularly with what he's already said in the media. And I would say he's looking for continued good form from Henrik Stenson in particular. If he can show some good form in Switzerland this week, and of course the BMW PGA, which is in Wentworth, one of our biggest events on the European Tour, is on the horizon. Should they play well in those, whether it be him or Justin Rose, I think they've got a great chance of being that third pick.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Let's have a quick look at the USA. Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa definitely be in the team. Just how strong is their lineup looking?
Oh, it's looking very strong. There's no doubt about that. There's only 6, remember, as you can see there. There's only 6 players going to be qualified for the team. Now, that leaves Steve Stricker, because of COVID and the upheaval we've had in the last 12 months with last year's event being cancelled. He's given himself some extra wiggle room by making 6 picks rather than the 3 that he was going to have before. So I would say he'll go down the list, and if you look at the names right behind that, there's some really big names that will add into the team. He's playing at home. Again, he's a guy well experienced, Steve Stricker, not just in his own playing career as a Ryder Cup player, but also having been in the background in the past and the former captain of the President's Cup team. So he'll know what to do, and he'll be following a similar template. America are very good when they play at home. We know that. They beat us and beat us comfortably when it was played in 2016 in America. So he'll be kind of giddy with his players at the moment, and the fact that they seem to be all playing very well. And he's got some big names that he's going to add to the 6 that you see on the screen. So there's no doubt they're going to be very formidable. There's no doubt that they're going to be favourites, but that doesn't mean Europe can't win.
We mentioned the impact on fans, on the European team. What impact do you think will a home crowd have for the USA? Would it make you consider someone who gets them going, like Patrick Reed, for a captain's pick, when you consider the crowd in particular?
Yeah, it's a good point. Patrick Reed is just outside, one of those players just outside those 6 that we saw on the screen. So there's a really good chance that Captain America, as they call him over there in the media, will be one of the picks. He's obviously a player with a big pedigree, performed well in Ryder Cups in the past, and you're right, he will get the crowd going. He gets very engaged. He gets very emotional when he plays. He shows a lot of emotion when he does play. The crowd love reacting to that, and when you're playing from home, you want to get a really, really noisy atmosphere, a bit like a soccer team playing at home. You really want to get that crowd going the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then the opposite, if you're the away team, you want to try and quieten the crowd. So it's an interesting dynamic, and I'll be surprised if, bearing in mind he's got 6 picks, that Patrick Reed is not one of the 6 with the pedigree that he has, a Ryder Cup player.
Yeah, quite. Paul, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.